In the heart of a small, picturesque town, shrouded by a canopy of ancient oak trees, Halloween night arrived with an eerie hush. 10-year-old Lily had sat in her dimly lit room, her curtains swaying gently in the crisp autumn breeze. The world outside was wrapped in shadows and secrets, an atmosphere that beckoned both thrill seekers and the faint of heart. Lily had always loved Halloween, the one night when the ordinary transformed into the extraordinary, when costumes concealed true identities and carved pumpkins cast a warm, flickering glow on the unknown. Yet, this year was different. As she lay in her bed, the festive excitement was eclipsed by an unshakable dread. The legend of the monster under the bed, passed down by generations of children, had taken root in her mind. For days, Lily had tried to dismiss it as a child's tale, a concoction of the imagination. But on this Halloween night, as the clock's hands moved inexorably toward the witching hour, she could no longer deny the sinister presence lurking beneath her bed. 2 gleaming eyes had stared back at her from the shadows, filled with malevolence. The stories had warned her not to look, but curiosity had a power all its own. She couldn't ignore the presence any longer. With a trembling voice, she whispered, Who are you?" As if drawn by the tremor in Lily's voice, the creature beneath her bed began to slither forward, emerging into the dim moonlight that filtered through the curtains. It was a ghastly figure, tall and gaunt, its eyes a sickly shade of yellow that gleamed with an unholy, predatory light. It hissed, "I am the shadow of your fears, drawn by the horror of Halloween. I feed on the terror of children who dare to seek me." The creature's voice was a cold, chilling whisper that sent shivers down Lily's spine. It felt as if a nightmare had taken form beneath her very bed. Panic welled up within her, and she could feel the icy fingers of fear tightening their grip on her heart. Yet, she knew that she had to summon her courage. It was Halloween, after all, a night when courage was in the very air. Lily's eyes darted around the room, and there on her bedside table, she spotted her jack-o'-lantern candy bucket. Its cheery, toothy grin seemed to mock the sinister presence before her. In a moment of inspiration, she reached for the bucket, and with a burst of bravery, flung its contents toward the creature. Candy and sweets rained down on it, the sugary projectiles hitting their mark. With an ear-piercing shriek, the monster recoiled, its form flickering like a dying flame. The candy had disrupted the creature's presence, as if sweetness and innocence were anathema to it. In a matter of seconds, the room was silent again, save for the distant echoes of children's laughter and the occasional howl of the wind outside. Lily realized she had banished the creature with the one thing that defined Halloween: its treats. Her pulse gradually slowed, and she allowed herself to breathe. An overwhelming sense of accomplishment washed over her. She had conquered her deepest fear on this eerie Halloween night. Lily's Halloween night continued, but this time, she was armed with an even deeper appreciation for the spirit of the holiday and the courage that could conquer her deepest fears. As the jack-o'-lantern's warm glow flickered, casting dancing shadows on her bedroom walls, she knew that Halloween had a way of turning even the darkest legends into stories of triumph and resilience. The legend of the monster under the bed might endure, but Lily had proven that sometimes all it took to banish the darkness was a heart filled with the magic of Halloween. On a moonless Halloween night, a group of friends had gathered for an overnight adventure. The wind whispered through the trees, casting eerie shadows across the room, and the occasional rustle of leaves outside added to the haunting ambiance. Excitement and trepidation hung in the air as they embarked on a night of shared ghost stories, anticipating the spine-tingling tales that would follow. With the room dimly lit by flickering candles and the only source of warmth being the cozy, if slightly worn, sleeping bags, the stage was set for an unforgettable experience that would forever bind their fates to the legend lurking beneath the bed. As the sleepover guests huddled in terror, the bony, clawed hand extended from the darkness beneath the bed. Panic intensified as the hand inched closer to the surface. But then, a brilliant idea sparked in one of the friends' minds. He grabbed a flashlight and aimed its beam at the ghastly hand. The light seemed to sear the monster's flesh, forcing it to retract its malevolent appendage with an agonized screech. With the darkness now illuminated, the friends glimpsed the creature fully. It was a grotesque, shadowy figure with piercing red eyes. As they continued to shine the light upon it, the monster convulsed and let out an otherworldly wail, vanishing into the inky blackness. The power returned, dispelling the eerie atmosphere that had gripped the room. The friends, trembling but triumphant, realized they had discovered the monster's vulnerability. The sleepover, though far more terrifying than they had imagined, became a memorable and spine-tingling experience. They had faced the monster under the bed and emerged victorious, forever bonded by their harrowing Halloween night. The McRae family's decision to stay in room 237 led them to an unexpected confrontation with the legend of the monster under the bed. As the children dared each other to spend the night under the ominous bed, they discovered the room's sinister secrets. The monster under the bed, a looming shadow of darkness, stirred in response to their challenge. The entity, with glowing red eyes and gnarled hands, emerged with malevolence in its gaze. The McRae children, undeterred, refused to be cowed by fear. They pulled out their Halloween candy and began to throw it at the monster. As the candies hit their target, the creature recoiled and writhed. Its haunting shrieks echoed through the room. With its connection to the room severed by their courage, the monster under the bed evaporated into nothingness. The family was shaken but relieved. The McRaes realized that their Halloween adventure had led them to banish the malevolent entity that had haunted room 237 for decades. Their stay in the hotel was far from ordinary, but it was a testament to the power of Halloween's spirit, which can confront even the darkest of legends. Their Halloween vacation became a thrilling tale of courage and mystery, with the McRae children at the center of it all, and a hotel room that would no longer hold the shadow of fear it once did. Deep-seated in the heart of childhood fears lies a universal terror: the monster under the bed. It's a fear that transcends generations, cultures, and borders, tapping into the very essence of vulnerability that unites us all. For children, the shadowy realm beneath the bed is a source of unending dread, where imagination meets the unknown and the ordinary transforms into the extraordinary. But there's a unique twist to this pervasive legend, one that weaves itself into the fabric of Halloween's spookiness. It's a tale that perfectly complements the macabre atmosphere of the season, adding an extra layer of thrill and suspense to the festivities. Halloween, with its eerie traditions, ghostly tales, and delight in the uncanny, is an ideal backdrop for the monster under the bed to emerge from the depths of childhood nightmares. In this exploration, we'll delve into the depths of this legendary fear, uncovering its universal appeal and its special connection to Halloween's chilling ambiance. We'll unearth spine-tingling stories and thrilling encounters showcasing how the legend of the monster under the bed finds its home within the eerie embrace of the Halloween season. So, dare to peer into the shadowy abyss beneath the bed, where nightmares and legends intertwine, and let the chilling tales begin. As the sun sits on a crisp, moonlit Halloween night, the stage is set for an atmosphere that teems with an eerie energy. The air is charged with a mysterious aura that blankets the world in an otherworldly sheen. Leafless trees cast elongated, menacing shadows that stretch across the ground like skeletal fingers, invoking a sense of foreboding. In the heart of this Halloween night, we find ourselves in a room plunged into darkness, the silence broken only by the distant laughter of trick-or-treaters and the occasional hoot of an owl. A single source of feeble light filters in through the gap in the curtains, creating a dim, diffused glow that serves only to deepen the obscurity. In this room, the very essence of the universal fear of the monster under the bed comes to life. The bed, its posts adorned with fake spiderwebs, looms like a sinister throne in the obscurity. The crisp, cool breeze of October filters through a slightly open window, a haunting reminder of the world beyond the room. And within this chamber of secrets, a child lies in restless slumber, their innocent dreams infiltrated by the legends and folklore stories that dance through the collective consciousness on this hallowed night. It is in this room, bathed in the spectral light of Halloween, where we journey into the legend of the monster under the bed, where nightmares and reality blur, and the unseen takes on a chilling form. As we delve into these stories, let your imagination become your flashlight in the darkness, guiding you through the eerie corners of Halloween night, where the monsters under the bed await their moment to seize the imagination. For generations, the fear of the monster under the bed has been a steadfast companion of childhood. It's a fear that transcends cultures and continents, one that every child, regardless of their background, seems to share. As the Halloween night casts this eerie glow, let's explore the genesis of this primal dread. The legend of the monster under the bed is a tale as old as time itself, whispered by grandparents to grandchildren, shared among siblings during lights out, and passed down from one generation to the next. It is a story that evolves with each telling, adapting to the fears of the era, yet retaining its core elements. It is the embodiment of the fear that lurks in the unknown, the dread of things that go bump in the night. As children, we are taught that the world is a place of wonder, where every shadow conceals a secret and every creak in the floorboards is a playful ghost footstep. But there, under the bed, lies a realm untouched by the comforting light of day, a place where the monsters dwell. They are the creatures of our darkest imaginings, given form by our trembling hearts. The monster under the bed is the embodiment of every fear that has flickered through a child's mind, ready to emerge from the depths of imagination and become a palpable reality. With each passing generation, this fear has persisted. It is as much a part of childhood as laughter and learning. On Halloween night, this fear is magnified, and the legend of the monster under the bed comes to life in the minds of children who venture into the darkened room to confront the unknown. It is a fear that unites generations and connects us all through a common childhood experience. Remember that the monster under the bed is not just a creature of folklore. It is a part of our shared human experience. As Halloween approaches, the air becomes crisp with the scent of fallen leaves, and the days grow shorter, shrouding the world in an earlier darkness. It's a season of transformation and a time when the role of legends and folklore in adding excitement to Halloween traditions become particularly pronounced. One of the most cherished Halloween traditions is the enjoyment of sharing spine-tingling tales around a campfire. As the flames dance and cast eerie shadows, these stories come to life, fueling our imagination and awakening the primal fears that lie dormant within us. There's a unique thrill in huddling with friends and family on a cool October evening, the soft crackling of the fire punctuating the silence and delving into tales that both terrify and delight. Legends and folklore have a special place in our Halloween celebrations. They carry with them the weight of tradition, drawing upon the rich tapestry of stories passed down through the ages. From the legend of Sleepy Hollow's headless horsemen to the folklore of banshees and black cats, these stories connect us to our cultural roots and provide a sense of continuity between the past and the present. But it's the fear of the unknown, the anticipation of a sudden chill down the spine, that truly adds an electric charge to Halloween. As we gather around the campfire, all of these stories serve as a reminder that the boundaries between our world and the supernatural are porous, and that anything is possible within the realm of the unexplained. It's a time while we willingly suspend our disbelief and unite the thrill of the unknown into our lives. So as Halloween night descends, many people embrace the power of legends and folklore to ignite the sense of wonder, to stir the embers of ancient fears, and to make Halloween traditions truly memorable. In the heart of the chilling Halloween night, our character finds themselves in the midst of a tale that challenges the boundaries of their courage. They've heard the stories, felt the shivers coursing through their spine, and decided it's time to confront their deepest fear, the monster under the bed. Armed with a flashlight that casts long, uncertain shadows on the walls, they slowly approach the bed, the very embodiment of their dread. As they kneel by the bedside, beads of sweat form on their forehead, and their hearts pound like a drum echoing in the silence. The room is enveloped in an eerie stillness, where every creak of the floorboards and every rustle of the curtains take on sinister significance. In this moment, they bravely confront their fear, their hand trembling as it reaches under the bed. But as they muster the courage to illuminate the space beneath, what they find is not the grotesque creature they've imagined. Instead, they discover an array of forgotten toys, dusty books, and a world of memories from their childhood. The realization dawns that sometimes the real monsters are not under the bed, but rather the fears we've carried with us all our lives. In this confrontation, our character learns that the true terror lies in the unknown and the power we grant to our fears. The monster under the bed becomes a metaphor for the anxieties that haunt us, and the act of facing it head-on is a lesson in the strength of the human spirit. This Halloween night, our character emerges not unscathed but stronger, having conquered their fear and gained a deeper understanding of the complex relationship between imagination and reality. And as they bask in the dim glow of the flashlight, they find comfort in the stories they've shared, the legends that have brought them to this moment, and the knowledge that they hold the power to confront the monsters, whether they lurk under the bed or within the recesses of their own mind. As Halloween night slowly wanes, our character reflects on the enduring appeal of legends and folklore during this spookiest of seasons. They've come face to face with their own fears, and in doing so, have unlocked the hidden power of storytelling that has fueled their love for this holiday. Halloween is a time when the veil between the worlds of the living and the dead is at its thinnest. And what better way to honor this mystical time than by sharing spine-tingling tales and legends that send shivers down the spine? It's a tradition that has brought generations together, binding them with the threads of shared fears and thrilling adventures. Our character recognizes the importance of keeping this tradition alive. As they turn off the flashlight, they know that the legends and folklore surrounding Halloween are not just stories, but keys to unlock the imagination and create connections. They invite others to share their favorite spooky stories, to gather around campfires, and to pass on the rich tapestry of legends that have made Halloween a time of mystery, excitement, and unity. In the end, as the Halloween night fades into memory, it's the stories that linger. The tales of monsters under the bed, the legends that terrify and tantalize, and the tradition of sharing them with loved ones. And with a heart full of courage and a mind teeming with stories, our character knows that Halloween, with all its eerie magic, will forever hold a special place in their heart. And maybe also under the bed.